Well, it's a nice calm moment. So this is going actually really well using sodium bentonite powder, YOBen brand, but that doesn't really matter. It causes a consolidation of what I'm taking out. So you can see it's just still blue, which means it's fresh from the ground and has not been exposed to oxygen for a long time. So what will happen is it'll stay together now and I can remove it. What was happening before, it would just slide off. And I don't know of a better way using a manual auger or whatever to get that. So it was raining today. And when it was raining, I could not grab onto a PVC pipe, but I've had 3 or 4 buckets of this, and stand by for a flashlight. Here's a little one. Every time you take muck out of this hole, it gets bigger. It caves in, and so what would take far less, so each auger probably has to go 3 or 4 times as it sort of caves towards the center, in a cone shape. Each foot is hard fought because of that. It's already horrible having to lift it up that much. So what I do is I drill it in and I lift it up and I auger it in, lift it up, auger it in, lift it up, and then when I pull it out of the hole, I crouch down and I grab low as I can, then I stand up and I grab as low as I can, and then the last couple of feet, then I just sort of toss it up here, scrape it off with a pry bar, and then eventually I scrape up the muck, and I'm just building a muck retaining wall here. So as I dig down, groundwater doesn't want to flow in, and then I'm going to build up the sides of this into a cone shape, which it probably already should have been. But I have not been using airlifting, though I have the means now, because I don't want to fill this borehole up. Every time I do, it makes me feel like it's going to cave in. So I'm using bentonite, which is definitely helpful, but over the course of weeks, not days, really testing fate. So this is tiring. And then what I'm doing in between then is I have this blowtorch from Amazon, and I'm just blasting buckthorn around here. So that's what it looks like. Uncut, unedited, auguring. So, depth is about 11 feet now. So 2 days ago, I was still at 9 feet. So I started using bentonite powder. I can make this work some more at a greater depth. If I wasn't, I don't know, I have to use something else. But I'm driving out here, in the back of my head, I want to take a semi-trash pump and then run water through here and just take that auger and then dunk it and have that bring up all the sediment and circulate it through a mud pit. I mean, I feel that's going to be way nicer. But what, it's 11 feet? I want to go to at least 15 on this particular well, because that's the most shallow you can be legally in Minnesota. And then I'll reassess. But when I run this thing, I can fill up this, I don't know, it's a polar plunge pit, but it's a tank. I can fill it up maybe 8 gallons before I started today, and it'll recharge. Well, 8 gallons is not enough for what I want to use this for. So this well needs to be deeper because it needs more of a reservoir. It needs to be a few more feet deeper because legally it has to be at least 15 feet deep, and that's so you're not susceptible to groundwater contamination. But this borehole is far too large, right? That's a big takeaway. It's 17 inches, way too big. It's just a product of going in and out of here so many times, using different hand tools. This has got slop in it. So instead of using the pipe thread connections, I'm putting bolts in here, because sometimes I'll change out the auger head, or I'll add an extension of only PVC pipe instead of 1.25 inch galvanized, so it's lighter. But every time I do that, it gives it wiggle room. That wiggle room, or it was a tree root I couldn't see until 2 days ago, was, I mean, literally it's twice as big as it should be. I think what was happening is the auger was going to the left, to the right of a tree root, and it got all the way past it, and then I could see it when I drained the well until I finally broke it. So anyway, borehole's too big. So what I might do, instead of using 4-inch PVC, I might use 8-inch PVC, because space is there. But we'll see if I can acquire some piping. If I can't acquire piping, well, I'm going to use 4-inch, because Home Depot, anything greater than a 4-inch diameter pipe, you cannot find in bulk around these parts. So it's turning into a nice afternoon, but it was pouring, like pouring outside. And I was trying to clean up this work site a bit by taking some of these trees that are buried in mud and cutting them up. So I don't know, playing in the mud. Yep, okay, well, that's where this stands. Bentonite powder for the win.